Hello everybody, this is Larry at Good Things to See. I'm in my kitchen testing a new device. I'm seeing you've seen it on the website there, the Sherco compass device. Well, it's real. And I did some demonstrations this evening for the for the Sydney, Nova Scotia Police Department. 2 officers, and one of them saw it. He couldn't believe what I showed him, and I'm going to try to show you. But the reason why I haven't shown you the Sherco device is because I have promised this device first to the Canadian Military Minister of Defense, Sanjin. I have sent him a letter describing it with certain copies of documents from my paperwork through the years that I've designed this. So I haven't shown the device because I've promised it to Canada, because it is the answer to military strength now in the oceans. The reason why I've got this compass like that while I'm talking to you is because I'm going to back up and show you it's sitting in a cup of water. This compass is sitting underwater. I wanted you to see that. See it? It's under water in a cup of water. The reason why I've done this is because I have tested it above ground thoroughly, many different ways, different places, and the device works like a charm. I've been able to make improvements with the control skirt and tighten it up. This prototype is really intense, not a joke. So I'm going to show you how I did this. It took me a few years. My ex-girlfriend, who died last October, didn't live to see it realized. She saw me doing it. And I'm going to show you the antennas that I designed first before I came up with the Sherco device, which is actually a device combined with other small devices I came up with and put it all together in one. I'm going to prove to you that my device really works, and it's not magnets. There's no magnetic material in the device. When you do see it and I show you magnets, don't stick to it and all that, and it's not a magnet, you're going to freak out and say, wow, we saw what it did. Because the tape I sent to you a minute ago that you've seen did spin it around and freeze it cradled in south, which of course means that the North Pole is connected to the South Circle, which could mean that the Earth is flat. But we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about stopping other ship crews from coming into our waters and threatening us without even firing one missile at them. Instead, just a signal that deters them to go elsewhere or end up lost at sea. But I'm about to prove that this also works underwater so that we can even deter nuclear subs that might be in our waters. Because if we can send a signal underwater to those subs, we can really mess them up a little bit degrees this way and that way. We're correcting. If the compass is lying to you and you're correcting, then you're putting yourself lost. Under the ocean, wow. I wouldn't want to be lost under the ocean or even on top of it, to be truthful. Any fleet of ships that's coming towards a country, for good or bad, has a lead ship, and usually it's the aircraft carrier. The lead ship is followed by the other ships. Sometimes they have the gunships up front, but usually they run beside. There's always the lead ship is the carrier. So if the carrier's compass goes off and they alter just a small amount, in that big ocean, that's a large amount going the wrong way, even 2 degrees for 5-10 minutes. And then you do it again. We could slowly turn them around. They wouldn't know the difference, thinking that they're still coming the right way. I'm going to show you this is possible now. My hard work, the loss of my girl. This is the Sherco device named after Sherry Ann Colson, who passed away October 30th. 9 days after my last birthday. She knew I had something special, but she didn't live long enough to realize it. So I finished it for her. And I hope you Canadian people will see that this is a chance to put ourselves on the list of the 10 strong military countries, because we're not even on that list, and India is even ahead of us. This device can make a difference. But if you don't see it, and the government ignores me after I demonstrate and show you what you're going to see now, then I will sell it to another country. It's mine. I own it. I don't work for anybody or any government. So you're hearing it out loud. Let's get real for a bit. I'm just a Canadian citizen nobody. An entrepreneur, studied like you tell us to do. Entrepreneur, study, strive. Well, I'm doing that. So now pay attention, Canadian citizens. I could put you on top of the map with military strength, with a simple device that is non-lethal. We don't have to kill people and blow people up to get power. And this is how I'm showing you it can be done. So let me show you now what this can do. It's underwater. Let's see if we can affect those subs, because that's my direction here now. What you're about to see is a hanger wire, not a magnet in any way. Take a look. I can show you this. But simply, this hanger right there that you're seeing was the first piece of the Sherco device. Believe it or not. That's right, a plain simple hanger. That's not a magnet. Look at it. That ain't no magnet. That's a hanger. I took the top off and I bent it a special way. And I can show you the design in my book before I built it. I showed it to the police officer. He freaked out. He says, yeah, you did make it before you. Wow, what is that? And when I showed him what it does, you're about to see what this piece of hanger wire antenna bend can do, because it's bent a certain way. You see that, people? That's science. Years of study. And watch what it can do. And that compass is underwater. Now watch. This is not a magnet, and it's underwater in a cup. Here we go. Watch what it does as I trap the North Pole signature into a loop without a magnet. Did you see that? That's the first steps to the device. This is a hanger. You see, I've moved it completely west. But that's all this device does. See, when I pull it out, she goes back normal. And that's in water, underwater, people. That was only the first piece. Now I'm going to show you the second piece that I designed that does something else. And it's also a hanger wire. And when you see this, you're going to go, oh, what the hell? Who is this guy? And that's what you should say if you're a smart Canadian. Don't be jealous. I'm trying to make us safe without spending a lot of money buying bombs. Here's the next piece, guys. Take a look at this. That's right. Look at that. It's a piece of hanger, the top part of another hanger, the part where you hang it at the hook part, broke it off and bent a certain way, and a rubber buffer put in there. You see that shape? Because listen, I'm going to tell you something, people. You're about to learn something new. Antennas are just shapes. That's how they get the signals, based on a shape. You just have to study it. I could show you something that I'm working on now that only one of my friends knows, that's intense antenna. Maybe the most powerful ever made, because I know the science. But we'll talk about that later. Here we're looking at a piece of hanger again. And it's just a piece of hanger bent a specific way. You see, I'm showing you. And it has a rubber buffer. Actually, that's from the mailman. A mailman plastic band. You guys recognize that, eh? But that's a buffer inside. You don't understand that. And right now, while you're looking at it, this is making a signal you can't see. Just like the hanger other one was I just showed you. But watch what this one does. And it's just a non-magnetic, doesn't stick to nothing. It's a piece of hanger, guys. Hanger. Okay? Now, watch what it can do, and it's underwater. The compass, it's gone back to north. Watch carefully. I'm bringing the compass in. Uh-oh. Okay. My machine just told me that I can keep filming. It's going to charge along with it because I got it plugged in. Okay, good. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going in over it now. I have the tip pointing upwards. See? Watch what it does when I go over. Did you see that? See what it did? Look at it. See what it does? And that's underwater. Now, it should go back. There it goes. Now I'm going to turn it around the other way so that the tips are switched the other way. Like that. See? Now watch what it does. I've got to wait for it to go back into a north pole because it tends to get stunned when I do that. You see how it's going back? Just got to tap it. There she goes. I got to make sure she's locked into north. Watch what happens when I put it the other way. See that? It went the other way. See? See? See that? And that's underwater. But watch what happens when I turn it around. I found out because outside of the water, above surface, the back of this right there, believe it or not, is a loop too. Simple. And it has an effect of steering. Watch. I have to turn it a few times and spin it hard but to go through the water. But see? Look. It sends a signal and starts spinning it like a steering wheel. See? Look at it. It's going back and forth. And that's just the back part in there, creating a signal that wobbles it. So, by putting all of these things that you've seen together, what that does and what that does, and that was underwater, guys. We're testing it underwater to prove it can be done. And that's not the mechanism. These are just the parts before we found a way, or I found a way to put it into an antenna and coils and make a signal with all of these different functions happening with non-magnetic materials. So I did it. It took 2 years. But for a part of the 2 years, my girlfriend was sick, very sick, and died. I had to put it aside. After her passing, I couldn't put it down. I'm building this and want to give it to Canada for its 150th birthday, but they got to pay me for it, of course. But it sure would be nice to have strength in military, and it's non-lethal. Now watch, we're not done. I'm going to be pulling the Sherco device in. It is non-magnetic, the same as what you've seen. But I can't show it to you yet because I want Canada's to have it, and I'm hoping they'll be smart enough to purchase it, develop it, put a big one on a ship, and use it. So now watch. The Sherco device has 3 different coil systems on a one-way entry 4-way split. When it comes down through the system, it splits out into ascending coil 3 ways. Those coils are commanded by a coil skirt that I have designed. And you're going to see that they work. I'm sorry right now I can't show you the device because I'm promised it to the Canadian military for viewing. I've only shown it to a couple of police officers to prove that it works. Maybe they'll get the word out. I'm a colored man, and it's very hard for a colored man to get any recognition, even still in Canada. The stigmatism is very, very strong here. But look what I've got. Might want to put the stigmatism aside. Get your wallets out, start paying. Because I'm going to sell this to another country if Canada ignores me. So now here's the Sherco device. Again, I can't show you the whole device. You'll see the feet, and they are not magnetic. They are made from the same hang wire with a coil wrapped with an unmagnetic brass painted black around it. They're not magnets in any way. As a matter of fact, it's specialized brass on top. It's not even close. None of the materials a magnet sticks to. Let's see what it does, guys. You're watching yourself. You've seen those other devices, and here's what they are combined in an antenna system. going in with leg number 1 because there are 3 coils. We're going in with coil number 1, the long one. She will follow to the east. See that? Oh, I missed it. Watch.